Said welcome to Hayters TV and the first ever show of all Arsenal, nothing else. We're joined in the Hayters TV studios remotely, of course, by the power of Zoom, by the great Charlie Watts from Goal.com, Arsenal correspondent extraordinaire, Joel Beya, broadcaster, influencer, entertainer, content king of the radio, TV and everything you've ever seen, and my good old friend Jason Solomon, sports journalist formerly, but now better known from your screens and radio airwaves as a man of film and all things cultural, and as we'll discover today, all things Arsenal, an Arsenal season ticket holder and a great Highbury man. We're going to kick off. I'm Nick Callow from Hayters, as you know, but I'm just a neutral here. These shirts you can see behind me, they're not mine. I've just borrowed them today, some props. Happened to have been covering Arsenal for 30 years, was taken to see my first game as a baby, but you know, I'm just still a neutral here in this Arsenal family. I'm just going to kick off. Maybe we can come to you, Jason, as an Arsenal season ticket holder. How are you feeling as an Arsenal fan now as we prepare to go into the new season?
I'm feeling a bit that I want to be part of it now. I feel that we're on a little bit of a resurgence, and that I feel that I've left a lot of bile in that stadium just down the road. I'm pointing over there. It is literally there behind me. And I've been shouting there, and basically since Mikel's come in and turned it around, I haven't been able to get back in there and say, you know, I'm really pleased. Let's have you. Oh, the last time I remember being in Emirates, I was moaning, and I'd like to get back there and spread a little happiness. And I don't know when we can. So I think as a season ticket holder, they've just nicked my money as well. I've just paid them 280 quid to be in the ballot, which clearly now there's new rules of 6, unless there's just 6 of us going to go and see the Arsenal, that they're not gonna. Well, I'm not going to get back in there. So I just want to come and see us. I just want to go and be part of it and be part of the new regime and sort of witness firsthand what Mikel's done to the team in this post-lockdown world.
Charlie, you've been lucky enough to go to most of the games, if not all of the Arsenal games since the restart as your role for Goal. How are you feeling covering the Arsenal at the moment?
I'm feeling good. I reiterate what Jason had to say. I think I can't wait for it all to get started again. I mean, I think it's probably helped that we've only had about 3 weeks. Well, it seems like about 3 weeks since watching Auba drop the FA Cup on the turf at Wembley after that fantastic win against Chelsea. So I've not gone into my holiday mode really. It's just been carried on, and I just want to see Arsenal carry on with that momentum. You know, they finished the season so well, some fantastic wins. Seeing the Arteta's ideas, his shapes, his philosophy really starting to work and players improving. And I just can't wait to get going now. And it's a tough start, so it's a little bit daunting going into what's to come over the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks for Arsenal. But I think at the end of that period, when we get through a lot of these tough games, certainly the away games, we'll have a very good idea of how things are shaping up this season.
Joel, I think you were filming down at Wembley at Box Park when Arsenal won the FA Cup final. How's it been for you, the Arsenal, in the last few months?
You know what? It's been very, very encouraging. I think the Man City game just really turned our season around because don't forget, a few weeks before that, they absolutely battered us. You know, that was the cause of even players like Guendouzi saying, you know what, they've had enough. They're going for that and probably other personal reasons. But I just think, Arteta has been fantastic. He stuck to his guns. For whatever reason, he hasn't played Ozil. And, when things go right, you don't start questioning that too much. And I reckon the final just really changed our mood. Aubameyang's in the best form of his life. And then, of course, that's been topped off by winning the Charity Shield, the Community Shield against Liverpool. I think that this season, Arsenal have a lot to look forward to. There's a few signings that have already come through the window as well, which we're not saying we're 100% happy, but at least there's some sort of movement. We've got Cedric that's come in. He's going to be playing now from Southampton, and obviously Willian from Chelsea, who I reckon can give us at least a good year at the very least. And then you have Gabriel, and we've got Ceballos on loan again. So, I do want to see, probably like one more signing. But besides that, I think I'm not saying I want to challenge for top 5, but it's looking like, we could challenge for top 5.
You're in a good position now, Joel, where you speak to quite a few players. I saw a nice chat you had with Eddie and Ketia on your in your content stuff.
Yes.
What's the sort of vibe you're getting from you when you speak to the players?
Well, when I speak to Eddie, you could tell that he's in a different stage to the other players at Arsenal. He just wants to make his stamp in the first team. But what I kept getting that seemed very genuine is the fact that Arteta is improving the individuals. He is improving the individuals. And I'm not surprised. We all know what Arteta did at Man City with Raheem, etc. It is, you can just tell that the players are here to learn. And there's a no tolerance kind of vibe happening at the moment. So, you know, I did see the other day that Guendouzi said he had finished with France. He wants to get back to stuff at Arsenal. I'm sure Charles or anyone else, you know, you guys will be able to let us know what's really happening with that. But it seems like it's a get down or lay down. Like, you have no choice. It's either Arteta's way or you're out. And we've missed that. We've missed that even since the end of Wenger's days, I believe.
I think when he walked in, Arteta, I remember that first press conference, Nick, you were there at the Emirates when he walked in. One of the first things he said was the whole non-negotiable. It was like his catchphrase really early on, and he stuck to his word. And like I said about Guendouzi there, he's sort of fallen foul of that. Danny Ceballos did earlier in when Arteta came in. You know, he was out for a while, had to really work hard to get himself back in the team. Fair play to him, he's done that. Ainsley Maitland-Niles as well. You know, at the moment, those two have really sort of knuckled down and got themselves back in the team. Guendouzi obviously hasn't, and there was a lot more of a fallout with them than it was with the other two. And he is back now. He trained yesterday, but you know, Arsenal have been desperately trying to move him on all summer. They haven't been able to do that yet. Still plenty of time left in the transfer window. I'd still right now be surprised if Guendouzi's there at the end of the window, but he might be. But Arteta's very much, he's come in. You know, Arsenal needed it big time. They needed someone to come in and sort of grab the squad really and say, look, this is my way. You're doing it my way, or you're getting out. Arsenal needed it for a while. It was even under the end of Wenger, it was a little bit too much like a holiday camp there. Emery tried to do it, but he just didn't have the personality and the clout really. And in the end, the players just started to ignore him. But Arteta, they respect. They've come in. They've all bought into him. And you look at what he's done with Aubameyang, and when Aubameyang's contract gets announced, you know, that's going to be a massive thing for Arteta, and it speaks volumes for how respected he is. Because but 31 years old, not playing in the Champions League, scoring week in, week out, he could have walked away like that. And the fact that he is bought into what Arteta's had to say and committed himself to this club for another 3 years, for me, it speaks absolute volumes of the work Arteta's been doing.
Are you holding that back for a goal exclusive, Charlie, like they did with the Messi story the other day?
Yeah, that was a big one. I'm not sure I'll be able to top that. Really, I think Ruben's going to get plenty of love for that in the goal offices. But no, I don't know. It's not a secret, is it? I think we're all just waiting for the confirmation now. I think Orba did his best to reveal it himself on Instagram over about a couple of week period 2 weeks ago. So,
and he's got the old, every time he goes live, one of the fans will be like, "Wink if you're staying," and then you'll get a quick, quick wink.
I don't think we'll have to wait too much longer for it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
How much is he going to charge more? Now, you know, because if he'd signed after the FA Cup, that's fine. But having shown in the Community Shield that without him, we've got no hope. I mean, he could have just said, "Right, I'll have another $100,000 a week," and we'll have to say yes.
I mean, he honestly was in that sort of position. But I mean, he's on. I think it's going to be, what we're hearing, it's going to be about $250,000 a week. Which, yeah, look, it's a load of money. But when you think it's certainly $100,000 less than what the top earner at Arsenal is earning, it's not. I don't think with him it's all about the money. I think he loves London. He's really settled here, and he completely bought into what Arteta has to do and trusts him. So I think, although he's going to be handsomely rewarded for staying at Arsenal, I don't think with him it's all about the money at all. I think
Joel, you said you were talking to Eddie. So is it Eddie and Oba? Is that what we're looking forward to, or is Laka going to be? Because I think we need. It's great having Oba, but he does need a mate. He needs someone to weigh in with 10, 15 goals alongside him, and then we're really talking. Has Eddie got that in him this year?
I think there's no rush with Eddie. I mean, well, when I say there's no rush, I think he's got great people to learn off in front of him. There's plenty of games that he's going to be playing. We're in the Europa League. I think he just needs to focus on just taking his chance when he has the opportunity. You look at it, he's definitely doing it for England. He's definitely got it within him. He just needs to take his chance, and we'll see how it goes, man. By the end of the season, who knows? He could have worked himself in there, but he does need to score the goals, take the chance when he's given the opportunity. Because don't forget, we've also got Martinelli that's coming back this season, and that's a very exciting prospect. So, yeah, I just think it's healthy competition. You know, it's very healthy competition. And for someone like Eddie at the moment, it's the best place for him to be this season is at Arsenal. And if he has a good season, I'm sure he's going to want to stay and keep fighting for his position.
I think he could have a breakthrough season
Yeah.
for me this year, Eddie. I think he's got it all, and he's improved massively under Arteta as well. I think the thing with Eddie, he just needs to calm down a little bit in front of goal when he's in an Arsenal shirt, because you see, I mean, he's finished for England in midweek when he went through 1-on-1. He had like 5 seconds to think about it. At Arsenal, I think he would have got a little bit nervous there, but the fact he's wearing an England shirt, he just, the little dink over the keeper. But Arsenal, he panics and snatches a little bit, and every age group he's come through at, he's never done that. He's ice cool in front of goal. So I just think he needs to calm down a little bit. Once he gets his confidence, I think he's on. He can easily get 10, 15 goals this season for me, Eddie.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. I do worry about Eddie, whether he has got that ice in his veins that all the great strikers need to have and do have. But let's just look, we're just chatting here today, guys, on the eve of the new season. Fulham away in the first game. I'm going to predict a 3-1 win to the Arsenal there down the River Thames. And my predictions for the season will be possible. I think 5th place is quite a realistically, optimistic prediction, really, considering we finished 8th last season. At times, we look like we're going to get relegated,
Yes.
which is almost unbelievable. But the squad he's got, not so much the squad he's got together, but the mentality and the faith and the belief and the way they play. You feel like even if Aubameyang wasn't playing, they're still going to get results. So I'm going to say possibly another cup. It'd be great to win in Europe again. But I'm targeting top 4, but I'm reckoning 5th is most realistic. Jason, what do you reckon on the hopes for the season?
When we spent a long time in the sort of declining Wenger years going, well, 4th's not enough. We will remember the heady days of Thierry and Dennis and wanting to be, up there again, challenging for the title. But realistically, it's been a long time since we've been up there. So we've been happy with 4th. And then when you watch the collapse last season, I think everyone at the Emirates was just agog, how badly we were playing, there was a massive hole in the team. So I think since Mikel came in and managed to sort of steady the ship, we're not going to get relegated. It's fine. Slowly turn it around. And the end of the season coming 8th was about the best we could expect from the rubble of that season. And I think you're right. If we can get up to 5th, then and if you're talking about incremental rises, then that's an impressive thing. Although 5th really, I don't know what it's going to give you a Europa League spot. So, a couple of years ago, we wouldn't be happy with 5th, but this year we would be happy with 5th. And 5th, plus, I actually think I don't love the Europa League as a fan, particularly. I don't like Thursday nights. I've got things to do Thursdays. If he targeted the Europa League, which is a lot easier to win than the Premier League, so he could come 5th in the Premier League and win the Europa League, that would be amazing. And you can see with Sevilla, you can target it, you can win it, and we thought we could because that's probably why we hired Emery, and we did all right, semi-final. You think, well, maybe he could win the Europa League. And I think that's a really realistic thing to go for. And that's about where we're at. So if we win the Europa League, I'd be absolutely thrilled. I mean, we haven't won. It's a tournament we haven't won. It's a tournament we've come a bit close to. So I'm actually really up for doing that this year. And I think we need a midfield to do it. That's the only thing. I look enviously at Everton, which I do every season. You kind of think, oh, Everton, we've got to worry about them this year. And you never actually have to worry about them. But they've transformed their midfield. I like Doucouré. I've always fancied him. I think sort of player that, we're not going to get Thomas Partey at this rate. Let's have someone like Doucouré. But he seems a bit of an improvement on the Torreira, Guendouzi, and all those others, the El Nenis, all those that don't play that we've still got at the club. Doucouré would be right in there, I think. And I'm sort of slightly envious of Everton doing that. So James, they can have James Rodriguez. We don't need. We've got Ozil. We don't need someone else who doesn't play. So I just feel that little linchpin in that midfield isn't there. But with that, we could then take on the Europa League and win it.
Midfield's key. I absolutely agree with what you're saying. And there's something will happen between now and transfer window in midfield. They'll get at least one player in. They've got to ship a lot of players out there. They've got so many that they would have started this summer desperate to get out, and they haven't managed to get basically any of them. They've got Mickey's gone, had to cancel his contract. But
my kids' team could do with someone. I mean, we've got a couple of vacancies there in the under 12s.
I'm sure they'll happily ship Mesut down there for the season. But I think they will certainly. I think the transfer window's been good for Arsenal. I think so far it's been pretty serene for Arsenal as well. I know the Twitter masses are revolting already and saying, sign Partey, sign Aouar, but I think when you look at it, they wanted Willian, they got him. They wanted Gabriel, they got him. They wanted Sabas back, they've got him. So they're actually doing a lot of the business they want. It's just that midfield area now that they need to sort out, and I think they will. And I agree. If they can get one, if they can get Partey, fantastic. I still think they're going to have another go. I don't think that's absolutely ended yet. I mean, Atletico have been very strong in their stance, saying paid a release clause on nothing, but we'll wait and see if that changes as we get towards the end of the window. If they could get that sort of player in, I think it would transform them immeasurably, and it'll give them so much time. And I think fourth's a realistic option. I really do. I don't think it's out of the equation that they could get fourth this season. I think that the last season was such a car crash until Arteta came in and sorted out the Emery mess. And I think if they can continue that progress and they can continue to play well against the big teams, and then just manage to break down the teams that are going to pack the defence against them, which is something they've struggled on recently. I think fourth isn't out of the equation. Yes, Chelsea have spent big. They'll have a good go, Chelsea, this season. But I don't think United, they haven't got any they really wanted to get in yet in the window. I don't think we need to really worry about Spurs.
No.
And so I think fourth, it's there to be got, at least have a good crack at. And if they could do that, I mean, that'd be a fantastic season for Arsenal. Getting in the top four would be a hell of an achievement.
Well said, Charles. What are your expectations for the season, Joel?
I'm saying top 5 just because of the money that Chelsea have spent, and again, as much as we're confident with Arsenal, you want to see it during a long period of time. I think Leicester are going to be decent. I know they've lost Chilwell, but I think they're going to be decent this season. You can't write off a team without Vardy. I don't think they're gonna, they're not. I don't think they'll get top 4. But I mean, these are the kind of teams that kind of stop you from getting top 4. So, just like Charles was saying, it's about making sure that we are more concerned about the teams in and around. This is the Premier League. You can't. It's not like back in the day where United are playing, Chelsea, Mourinho first in, and you're looking at teams and you're saying 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. It doesn't completely work like that. And I think that's what the worry is. I mean, I'm surprised Villa are still in the Premier League. I mean, who would have thought? For me, they were gone. But you just can't really put your finger on it. And I think with what Arsenal have, I'm confident to say they can get 5th. 4th, I'm not really sure, because as much as, whatever we say about Man United, if that front three gets going again and Greenwood thinks he's got something to prove after his recent shenanigans, then hold on,
I've just got something on Snapchat, Joel. Yeah, he says he's gonna work hard this year.
Yeah, see, so you never know. All these players. I mean, you can't write off Chelsea. You can't write off obviously Liverpool and City on top. You can't write off United. Who knows? I don't think Newcastle are ready yet, but Everton this year. You know what I mean? Ancelotti. You just don't know. But I think 5th is realistic.
I think United. When you look at Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, Wolves have another good go. You look at United and Bruno Fernandes, he made such a massive impact. And that is the exact sort of player that Arsenal missed, that real link between the midfield and attack. Because it was doing, Auba was basically doing it on his own last season. He had a little bit of a help at times. But if Arsenal could get in that Bruno Fernandes type player, I think it'd make such a difference, just as it did for Man United. But I mean, they don't grow on trees.
But Charles, you scout around Europe. I mean, everyone says Thomas Partey. To be honest with you, I've never seen the guy play. I don't really know. I must have seen him because I watched Atletico a bit. I don't know how good Thomas Partey is. I didn't know how good Bruno Fernandes was. There seems to be a lot of these players that we get really excited about, and to be honest, most of the fans don't even know what they're talking about. They go, oh yeah, we've got to get Thomas Partey. Is he that good? What difference could how do we miss out on Bruno Fernandes? He wasn't that expensive. Was he someone everyone coveted, or is it just a surprise that Portuguese players right now? I mean, Wolves, they just buy anyone who's Portuguese, basically. I mean, I could have gone on holiday in Portugal and picked up a couple of bargains, it seems. So I don't know, where are we looking in the right places? Should we be looking in Germany, for example, which that league, which I saw a bit of in Dortmund, they've got some good, strong players in the middle. And it seems to me that's where we need a bit of forward impetus. Goretzka, someone like that, who was just fantastic. I know we're not going to get him as a European champion, but someone like that we need a real... I said to Nick the other day, a Vieira replacement. He says, well, you're asking to replace the irreplaceable. There isn't a Vieira, and it's been 10 years, 15 years we were looking to replace that. But that's what the fans want. You want to turn up at the Emirates, look down and go, that's my middle. That's the linchpin right there. We're missing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And been missing it for ages. Like you said, I mean, Vieira's never been replaced, but how do you replace Patrick Vieira? He's one of the greatest footballers I've ever seen and will ever see in my life. I was there for...
He was almost replaced. If DRB stayed fit.
Oh, yeah, DRB.
DRB.
I love Abu, but Abu he's not. I remember I was at Highbury for his debut against Sheffield Wednesday, and within 5 minutes of him coming on, the whole stadium, I'll never forget it. It was a debut like I've never seen before. The whole stadium was like what on earth have we signed here? You could see this guy was something remarkable. And you can't replace him. But Thomas Partey, I think Thomas Partey is a fantastic player. I think he makes a massive difference to this Arsenal team. He's not he's not Bruno Fernandes. He's not going to put chances on the plate for Auba, but he has improved a lot. I spoke to Lauren this week, and he's obviously over in Seville at the moment. And we were talking about Thomas Partey, and he said he's top player. He's improved so much under Simeone. He's not just this sort of destructive ball winner, holding midfielder who he was when he first moved from Mallorca to Atletico. He's now added more to his game. He drives forward, he breaks the lines, he does, he chips in with the odd goal and supports the strikers. But I think
that's what we need.
I think, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why, Arteta fully wants him, and Arsenal's scouting network before they were given the boot very much had Thomas Partey on top of their list, just as they did with Gabriel in defence. And I think you get him, it makes a massive difference to the middle of the park. What it does to the whole Ceballos-Xhaka axis, which we started to rely on at the end of last season, I'm not sure that can work, because I think if Thomas Partey signs, he goes in one of those two midfields, certainly in the formation Arteta's playing now. But he's not going to be the creative. He's not going to be a Bruno Fernandes. If Arsenal want one of those, they're going to have to try and sign him as well. And I think financially it might be a little bit difficult. I think you're going to probably get one. Everyone's talking about Lucien Aouar, who's fantastic. And again, I think, and Arsenal have tried. Leon have admitted it, that again they went in with waving Guendouzi around, saying please take him, and Leon weren't having any of it. But if Arsenal could somehow get those two players in, the difference it would make in this team would be absolutely massive.
We could talk all day about these transfers and speculation. I saw a good one on Twitter yesterday about Aouar. It says, all this Aouar talk reminds me of the time I spent all summer trying to work out how to pronounce Higuain, only to eventually find out it was pronounced Sonogo. So, who knows? We're gonna just have to play with the cards that get dealt our way, stay behind Arteta, and all I can say is, guys, we could talk about Arsenal all day, couldn't we? I know we've got all lots on today and busy things to do, but thanks so much, Charles, Joel, and Jason, for joining us here on Haters TV. Maybe we can all do it again sometime.
Cheers, Nick. It's fun.
Cheers,
yeah,
guys.
come on, you Reds, up the Arsenal.
Thank you.
Cheers, Joel. Okay, guys.